let me have you, Theril, why don't you count the 10 for me?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
See if you can lower it just slightly. It needs to, yeah, it needs to be a little bit more close. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Gotcha.
6.
Okay. Dana, please. Same
1,
thing.
2, 3, 4.
Look good. Thank you. And then Tex.
1, 2.
Oh, you're hot. Yes. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. You got one of those voices that like I do. Yeah. Yeah. You got a great voice. All right. Well, I'm set. Are you set on your guys' end?
No,
Hold on
sir.
just a second.
We got a little bit of technical difficulty here.
So on the second segment, what we like to do is we're
How many segments are we doing?
well, you have to have a break.
Well, no,
you all have breaks?
the 27 for Believers in Business 27. It's a straight 27 minutes.
So it is.
There's no commercial breaks. There's nothing. So it's a break.
Oh, okay.
It's one continuous conversation.
Okay.
That's what we can do today. Now, because my show starts at 4 live, and I have to do it. Now, for In the Know, a couple things we can do. I can extract portions of this to use for that. Okay, record it, or I can have you guys come in one day and sit in on a live show. You can do it today, even if you wanted to, because you're here, if it's convenient for you. Or you can just schedule another day to come back.
Sitting on a live show.
Mm-hmm.
And what would we do there?
Pretty much what we did today. Pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's just two different. The In the Know probably wouldn't be. It could be 20. It's a lot. In the Know is a lot looser. So we have commercial breaks, obviously.
Right.
We could spend 27 minutes just talking about why you got into flooring business.
Yeah.
I mean, to be all honest with you. So that has a much looser format, but the Believers in Business has to be about 26 minutes 40 seconds.
Okay.
So that's when we start to go. We're going to assume that it's live, so that we can kind of time it out. Yeah. So that's what I prefer. We do that obviously now, and then I can always take segments from this clip to say I could. It would take a little bit of production, but I could reintroduce a lot of stuff to make it seem like you're on the In the Know show, or you can just come back another day and do it live. Entirely up to you. Whatever's easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't figure out why that thing is timing down, and it's not working here. But
Normally, what we do on a Monday when we do a pre-record show on 570 KLF. He hooks up the cameras and we do a live broadcast. He's trying to run into that, or he runs that from his laptop, and we broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch live. So we get numbers of a lot more people looking at our Facebook page, and he just has some technical difficulties getting it all hooked up.
Not a problem. Not a problem. As long as we come
you
out of the
start?
gates here in about, no later than,
yes.
with
Agreed.
like 3:25, we got a few minutes. That's fine.
So how do we can talk a lot.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, which is, and it's kind of funny. Like if you guys, if he says something that you go, oh, that's a great point. Feel free to go down that rabbit hole as well, because it's all about your business. And so just feel free to talk about your business. And of course, being somebody that had put in floors and had bought flooring, like from a consumer standpoint, I can bring up some points that I ran into when it came to buying floors. And then also, when we get to that halfway part, I'll do a transition into, you're on Believers in Business because you guys are believers, and we'll talk a little bit about kind of the believers aspect of your business and doing things right, doing business the right way, and treating people fair and honesty and all that stuff that you instill in your business. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, we may not be able to see the chat so much, but.
Finding this?
Well,
If you want to watch it while we're going here, Dad.
Is anybody, does anybody know we're doing this today?
Some people do know we're doing it today,
Will we get
and
anybody?
we actually already have somebody on YouTube.
Okay. That's the only thing
checking
I
in there.
watch to see who is
Mm-hmm.
who is logging in or.
Yeah, actually we got 3 that are already ready on YouTube.
Nice.
Cool.
We just yeah, we got one guy coming in right now. Hey. Yeah. Yeah.
So, kind of what we thought on the second half, we'd like to ask some spiritual questions.
Yeah, I'm trying to start it live right now.
Stuff like, well, he's got our questions over there in his little folder. Yes,
I'll ask you some spiritual questions.
Well, we just want to ask the audience.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
We're not expecting people to answer them.
Mm-hmm.
I do know
Right.
the answers to all these
Right.
questions.
No, I appreciate it.
But we're wanting to
I'll
ask
tell everybody.
questions
Thank
that
you.
most Christians haven't thought about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks.
I'm not seeing them,
and
so
she
let-
hasn't seen any of them.
Oh.
Tex, give me a list of those questions, please.
Okay, so well, I want to explain here real quick to those that are on YouTube. We are just now getting started. We will actually officially be started with the show here in just a second. That's why it says we'll be starting shortly. So appreciate y'all tuning on in. We're just getting the last corrections here because it's a new station and just trying to get to some stuff. And
I don't have them.
okay, they were on Mom's desk there. It's a whole bunch of
You didn't pick
here.
them up?
No, because I figured you were going to pick them up.
Okay, well,
I've got the
those
questions and we can go to town. But but basically, Brian,
Mhm.
these are all rhetorical questions that we're going to ask. It's just statements of critical questions that we have asked ourselves in our beliefs, and yet we're proposing to others. You should think about this question. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Just think about these. Is that a good enough intro?
No, absolutely. No,
Sorry,
there's
trying to do 100 things at one
no,
time.
it's fine. All right, let me turn this side. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, get this live. All right, test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, everyone's mic is hot. All right, I will go ahead and get this thing started. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome in to another edition of Believers in Business. My name is Brian Glenn. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today right here on The Word. As always, thank you for your participation in this show. Our topic today is something we all have got. We've all got this in our homes, our businesses, our churches. We've all got them. It's floors. And we walk on them, we wear them down, and when that time comes to buy a new flooring or for your bathroom or your kitchen or your home, your living room, you start asking yourself all kinds of questions. Which one do I buy? Where do I go? What do I do? Why did this wear out so soon? Well, all those questions, hopefully we'll answer those and many more right here today as the guys from Floors to Go Texas is joining us in the studio. I've got Theril Williams and Tex Williams and Dana Beasley. Dana.
And
I knew,
that's Theril.
Theril.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew I would.
okay.
I knew I'd get the names. Well, you've got one. Give me the background on that name real quickly. It's got to be a family name.
Well, it is, but it will take you quite a while to get that
Okay.
name.
Yeah. There you go. Well, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for having us here. We really appreciate it.
Now, you guys are located right there in Haltom City.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
5212 Airport Freeway. It's on the Airport Freeway and the little stretch that comes downtown out of Fort Worth. So we're like 5 minutes from downtown Fort Worth.
Okay, I want to back up real quickly and give me an idea how you got in the flooring business. I know this is something that please tell me you've got this elaborate story that you just fell into a floor one day and you thought, you know what, I got to get into this business.
Well, I got into this flooring business because my brother-in-law, technically, and his family were in this business.
And you were young.
I was very young and naive.
There, that's the real reason why.
And so I've been in it for quite a while, some 40 plus years. And I stayed in it and I educated myself about it. And the short answer is I've got kind of a well-rounded background because I have worked for both manufacturers of flooring, carpets, and hard surface, and also for distributors. So I understand how distributors work that a lot of dealers do buy from. And I've worked for floor covering dealers, both residential and commercial. So I actually have a background in both commercial and residential flooring, both in sales and in installation, and understanding what some of those problems are. And when I started my own company back in 2003, I really could have done just the commercial flooring, but I have so many friends that wanted flooring for their own personal homes. And because I was a factory rep, traveled North Texas and knew the quality of a lot of dealers out there. There are good dealers out there, don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of dealers that, quite honestly, are not doing the best practices methods. Let's just put it that way. And so when I started my floor covering business, I wanted to be one of those dealers that set myself apart by installing and doing best practice methods for my industry, so that I could go home and go to sleep at night.
Yeah, you want to make it right.
I want to make it right for people, do the right thing, because in the flooring business, it's like any other business. You have problems that go on and problems that can occur, and the factories can have problems. Heck, we can have problems, and it's not about a problem. It's what you do when you run across a problem, and what quality of company are you dealing with when a problem occurs. You can buy flooring online and never walk into a floor covering dealer. But a lot of people don't realize that when you buy 100 yards of carpet, you've got an 800-pound gorilla that's going to get delivered to your sidewalk.
Well, a lot of them won't even deliver to the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have fun bringing that in. I think one great thing about your business is you got a family business. You got Tex over there as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
the
sir.
most important one is Alice.
Alice,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
My mother.
she really runs the show, right?
And she writes the check.
The rest of
Oh,
the
she is the most important person there. You're right. Well, that's going to be a nice thing to have because it even says in the Bible, a family business is one of the forefronts of a lot of success, is having it a family business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So good dynamics between the three of you guys.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you say that just for the radio purposes?
No, I did
Okay.
not. No, I did not. And I'd like to mention that for 12 years,
Yes.
my daughter, Kristen Mangus, worked for me. She's a licensed interior designer still to this day. She retired to be a stay-at-home mommy, and she started up a knitting business on the internet.
Look at that.
And so she and I worked well together for 12 years, and she decided to be a stay-at-home mommy and go a different way. And so, we had good family dynamics.
I like that.
And my other sister, every now and then, Natalie, comes helping in.
That's correct.
Nice.
I have no daughter.
We're going to have a lot of information today, so we've got a couple of ways to get a hold of these guys. You can go on the website, floorstogotexas.com. That's floorstogotexas.com. Or pick up the phone and call them 817-710-7030. That's 817-710-7030. North Texas, explosion on the residential side of things. I mean, the housing market's going nuts. But before the show, we talked about the commercial side. And so we have a really ideal situation for your industry. Both the residential's up and both commercial's up.
That's correct. That's correct. And because the residential is up, actually because so many people are moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and to Texas, we're the beneficiaries in this area because of no state income tax. Many people are flocking here from across different states and calling Texas their home. And it means the demand for apartments is up, the demand for new homes is up, the demand for used homes is up. And so with that, and combined with the numbers of years that we've had what I'd call HGTV type programs, do it yourself,
Do you
remodel this.
blame that on the little bit?
Well,
It's good for you, right?
It is good for our industry, that's for sure. I used to have to turn the TV off when those programs came on because I got tired of looking at sloppy installations and people not giving you the real truth about what something actually costs.
That's it.
Or
And-
how easy it is
or
to do.
how easy
That's
it
a
is.
big
Oh,
one.
that's a big one.
Oh my
the,
gosh.
the big to me the big deception is how easy it is for someone to do. And honestly, it all boils down to this: if you're good with working with your hands and you have a good skill set, yes, it can be somewhat easy if you read the instructions and you know what you're doing. But the problem is there's so many hidden things. For example, people making showers and people remodeling showers. A lot of people think that waterproofing is buying cement board, putting it up in the bathroom, and slapping tile.
So that's
on
not
front
how you
of it.
do it.
Oh no.
That's not necessarily how you do it. There's a step in there missing. And we, when we vet people that help us do these installations, because we can sell people the material, we can do the full installation for them. The probably one abused or best abused industry trade out there are what we call tile setters or tile installers, because they have had training from someone who gave them training, who gave them someone training, who someone gave them training, and so they're learning.
And things are changing so fast, they just do it the way they've done it for years. And we're not saying that that's all bad, but there's new and better ways of doing things. And waterproofing is one of the big ones.
Yeah, without proper waterproofing in the bathroom, you're going to be redoing your shower in a matter of 3 to 7 years. Who wants to spend $3,000, $5,000 on a shower remodel and then 3 to 7 years from now tear it out and do it again because it's got a leak in there? A lot of people in our listening audience don't know that sand and cement grouts are going away, and there are new grouts, polymer grouts out there that are they don't have any cement in them, they don't have any sand in them, and they're self-sealing. Sometimes they're even actually ready. Some of them are actually ready-made in a bucket, pre-mixed in a bucket, that give you no stain ability and flexibility, so that when the building moves, it doesn't crack. That's a big deal, really, when you're doing a shower, because every shower that's put into a corner of a room, at some point, that house is going to move, and it will crack. And if you get a crack, then you're going to have a water issue behind your tile if you haven't put proper water moisture prevention behind all that.
Now,
So,
it may take years, but it's gonna
Well, our
happen.
foundation moves so much anyway. I would imagine you've got a lot of moving parts to your house. We're talking to the folks over at Floors to Go Texas. The website, floorstogotexas.com. That's floorstogotexas.com. Okay, number one most requested room to put floors in is what when they come to you?
well, it could be the family living area. Could be the most number one requested room, only because that's where the family gathers. The kitchen probably is around second.
Yeah,
to
kitchen
that.
and master bath.
Now, what are some of the questions you would ask somebody in terms of a family room to find out what product suits them
Do
best?
they have any pets?
Good one.
How many people
Yeah, how many people live there?
do they entertain?
That's a good one.
We're also going to ask them if they answer yes to the pets or would tell us their pets. We ask them how heavy are these pets, because there's certain floors people want a hardwood floor, and hardwood floors are beautiful. But we try to educate people on the floors, the different types, because everybody wants to know why is one floor very inexpensive, why is another wood floor very expensive. And we try to explain to them what the differences are in the veneers and the pre-engineered floors.
Yeah, all wood scratch. There's just no way of getting around that. So if you have a large dog, you might not want to do the wood.
It's a great point.
And we have many alternative products out there. As a matter of fact, in our showroom is over 6,000 square feet. So we have almost 88 different floors on display on the floor. Not what you'll find in the big box store. You don't find any display floors in the big box store.
And that's what I was going to get to. You guys are quite different than the big box stores. I mean, I know we heard the term big box stores, but when they come to you guys, you've got a ton of displays, a ton of things you can actually feel, look at it, and get professional advice from you guys versus someone, quite honestly, no, all due respect to those big box stores, they may work in paint, they may work in flooring, they may work in lighting. You guys work in flooring.
You're absolutely right, and that's what we do. Is we specialize in flooring. Um,
And we better meet you at the door. Thank you for coming to our store. That's something, we're not pushy, we're not twisting your arm, but we are glad to see you.
We're there to help you because we know that when you come shop for a floor, you have a need. Like I said, maybe before the show started, we were talking. Nobody wakes up on a Saturday morning and say, let's go down to the flooring store and flip through some samples. But, you know, a couple of ladies go out shopping and one lady will call her girlfriend and says, hey, I want to go shopping for a new dress for whatever. And the women say, yeah, sure, we'll go shopping. But you never just call up your friend and says, hey, I'm shopping for floors. Let's go. So when you come to our store, we know you have a specific need, and we're there to try to help you understand what that need is. And we let you take your time. We let you take samples home so that you
Free. We do not charge to take the samples home, and a lot of people do that.
A lot of people don't realize that lighting is a big issue. Lighting in our store is different than someone's lighting in the home, and we let them take them home because
Well, they need to see it in their home,
Sure.
their light, how they live.
So their spouse can see it too.
Absolutely.
And that's one of my questions was, who asked the most questions, the men or the women?
good question.
Yeah.
And the ladies are the ones that usually
Dana,
do
who
most
is
of
it?
the shopping.
Well, I don't know. A lot of men ask questions, technical questions, and a lot of ladies look at how pretty it is. But a lot of ladies know what they're looking for. They come in specifically looking, do you have this wood? Do you have this carpet? So they're educating themselves.
Right. I mean, a lot of people. You can go online and learn a lot about floors. You
Mhm.
can go to YouTube. You can go on the web and see what is out there. Now that's good, but it's kind of like, you know, when I went to my doctor and I heard them asking somebody else, well, how do you know you have a cold? Oh, I went to WebMD. Well, you can see the doctors roll their eyes, right?
Yeah. I can see you guys roll the eyes on that too.
I'm not exactly rolling my eyes. We always like to know how much research have people done. There's a difference between doing research and actually knowing what products will perform on the floor in their areas, and that's a question that it's very hard to get good research on because nobody knows your house like you know your house, and that is part of our job, just to find out. Not for us to be nosy, but to find out how do you use your home. I mean, for example, a retired couple who is no longer working every day, they don't have children in the home. Sure, may have grandchildren that come over from time to time, but it's not the same as raising your kids, you know. And so their needs are different than someone that's newly married and has 2 or 3 children with a couple of different pets running around all over the place. Totally different needs for those people.
And I would think ease of cleaning. I'm just going to be honest. I've got wood. Part of my house is wood floor, carpet, laminate. I've got it all, and it just seems like I'm either dusting the wood floors because it collects dust, or I'm vacuuming pet hair, or just all kinds of stuff the kids bring in. So for me, ease of cleaning would probably be up the top of the list.
Well, I think that's for sure. And you brought up something, the pet hair. Stainmaster does have a Pet Protect product that's made for animals, and you're going to have to tell them the scientific what it says to do.
Well, a lot of people have heard of the carpet fiber Stainmaster because it's been out now
Sure.
for 30 years. I was a factory rep when they first introduced this onto the market years ago, and Stainmaster Vista is the name of the company that owns Stainmaster brand name, and they invented a product called Pet Protect, and it is a product specifically geared for pets. As a matter of fact, it's a product that actually has a warranty against the 3 famous P's that pets do to your flooring. And one of the problems that carpets had in the past is releasing pet hair, so that your vacuum cleaner would try to go over your carpet, and it would collect some of the hair, but at the same time, if you got down there and really examined it, some of the hair was stuck to the carpet fiber, mainly because of static electricity. Well,
Just like on your clothes.
just not like on your clothes. Sometimes you can brush the hair off, and then sometimes because of static electricity, it's stuck on there because of
Static.
a static charge. Well, a Pet Protect has what they call an ionic charge, and it is a negative ionic charge, so that it actually repels pet hair, and it actually keeps the pet hair on top of the carpet so that it can actually be vacuumed off. And so that particular product keeps pet dander and the hair right there on the top, so it can be quickly vacuumed off and be much easier, so that you don't leave any pet hair behind during the process. And once again, I said those products are guaranteed for the 3 famous P's that pets do to our carpets.
They wear them down, that's for sure. The website, Floors to Go, that's a good way of putting it. FloorsToGoTexas.com. FloorsToGoTexas.com is the website. Or simply give them a call. They'll be more than happy to talk to you. 817-710-7030. It's 817-710-7030. Now, we talked earlier about getting together and kind of educating each other on the product. And that's what you guys do over there. And people in the industry actually come to you guys for a little bit of a kind of, I wouldn't say lunch and learn, but they come down there to learn everything.
Technically,
that's a good
Is that a good word? Is that a good word for
I think
that?
it's more breakfast
It's a
and term.
breakfast
Yeah.
and
Breakfast and
learn.
learn.
I like lunch and learn. That's
But yeah, that's what it is. What we do is we invite all of our factory reps and who we do business with, and those who are trying to get into our store to get us to handle their products.
Yeah, and I think we're several months out. We're booked up because
Yeah.
people want to come show us their products.
And it does really well for us because it helps our salespeople learn, and we sharpen up on technology and the latest products. You know, if a football team is going to work on fundamentals every year when they first start spring training, or they first start at the beginning of the season, they worked on fundamentals, and really kind of that's what we do as well, because there's a lot of fundamental things we work on, but at the same time we have to go over the new technologies that are out there in the flooring industry. For an example, I'm talking about tile setting a while ago. The number one abused product probably on the floor in terms of installation is our tile setters. Most tile setters today are still using a product called Thin Set to set tile with. That's the sticky that goes underneath the tiles. But the Tile Council of North America says any tile bigger than 16 inches on one side has to have a medium bed setting material. I know this is kind of not necessarily the chemistry class you want to hear, but most tile setters don't understand that when the tiles get bigger, and they're getting bigger, folks. I mean, I know a lot of people have seen 18 by 18 tiles and some 24 by 24, but would you believe we've got some tiles now that are 18 inches wide, 36 inches long, or 2 feet wide and 48 inches, 4 feet wide. Very large tiles, and those tiles are very heavy, and they need a heavier setting material to go under there.
A medium bed.
A medium bed setting material.
And that's actually all we use for any of the tile.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the difference between a thin cake batter and a heavy thick cake batter. That they stand up better, and you don't get any what we call lippage, where the tiles all stay even and flat and smooth. So these are the kinds of things that we're learning and trying to educate our buyers on, our consumers, as to the kinds of things that set us apart in the market.
And you know, since this show is Believers in Business, let's kind of go back to the fundamental basis of why you do business the way you do it. I know we talked about honest and integrity, and you saw examples of just people not doing, quote, the right thing, and you wanted to change that.
Right. In my industry, there are a lot of good competitors out there, but for all the good competitors, they're outweighed and outnumbered by the ones who don't do and practice what we call best practice methods, or practice the proper methods of installation, and they're taking shortcuts, and they're just taking people's money, and they're getting them down the road, and that's not what we want to do. We want to be truthful, upright, upfront with all of our clients.
We want to do your job, your family's job, your church's job. We want the word of mouth to be they did the right thing by us.
And let's talk about that real quickly. You touched on something I was going to get to. The word of mouth. And Tex, I want you to jump in on this as well. There's nothing better than a customer referral. For someone to say, Tex, you did my neighbor's kitchen. It was unbelievable. And they told me I need to call you. That's worth gold.
Well, in two quick stories. One, folks have reached out to us on YouTube Live and Facebook out of Idaho and said, hey, I know I'm not buying any products from you, but can you help me out on this issue? No problem. We helped them on out.
Yeah.
And so there's an issue there. Recently, we had a guy come in. He wanted to purchase a floor and surprise his wife. However, my father...
How do you do that, by the way?
Well,
you send her away to Nordstrom's or something like that for a couple hours?
The success story is my father saved the marriage. The guy comes in, he buys a floor, we sneak it on in, yada, yada, yada. But my dad says, look, before we glue this thing down, you need to open up the box, lay it out on the floor, and have your wife review it. Because she was off on a business vacation. He says, we're not going to glue this down until she comes home. Sure enough, she comes down, and it's not the floor she wanted. So we had to change it up.
Good job there.
Yeah. So yeah, saved his marriage exactly. I told him most smart men let their wives pick out the floor. So
I'll pick out everything. Real quick, let's give a shout out to everybody that's on social media and social media websites. I know that the industry has changed as far as with the invention of social media. You can reach out to people and you can show them a lot of products that you just get in. You can do little education seminars as well. How can people find you on social media?
On YouTube, we are Floors to Go Texas channel, and in there we have a number of short videos, what to do if something happens to your floor, and we'll help you take care of that type of thing. Obviously, our phone number to get a hold of us later on. On Facebook, it's Floors to Go Texas as well, and then on Twitch, we're also at Floors to Go Texas.
And I'm just reading some notes here with the showroom. I love that. You're just not a chuck in the truck. And I've never heard that phrase, but now that I read it, I realize just what it is. You know, you guys, you've got thousands and thousands of examples that people can come and get, and heck, you can take them home, put them up next to those cabinets, and go, yeah, that looks pretty good. Which I think is huge and separates you guys from everybody else.
We have twice the inventory that a big box store has. We have probably 10 times the samples that a big box store has. So we have the selection, and you're not going to find a display floor installed at the big box stores. We have over 88 floors displayed, installed on the floor so that you can see them, walk on them, and get an idea of what they look like.
And we change them all the time.
Yep.
In fact, we're in the process of changing them. They're not even grouted yet. They're also new.
We even have some woods on the floor next to non-woods, and these non-woods look like woods. Literally, you can walk over them and you can't guess which one is which.
Yeah, for example, Dana was talking earlier about how sometimes, wood does two things. It's beautiful, first of all, but it does dent and it does scratch. And when someone has really heavy dogs that are 85 pounds and up, we try to show them an alternative product, which is a resilient floor that looks a lot like wood. Now, a lot of people say, I don't want anything that's fake. Well, we have examples on the floor, and we ask people, can you pick out the floors that are not real wood? And we have about 11 or 12 floors down here in a row, and it's really surprising that people are very stunned when they can't pick out the one that's not real, if you will.
Yeah.
And
I would agree with you on that. They don't know. They just know I don't want something that's fake. To kind of recap everything as we're running toward the end of the show, floorstogotexas.com is the website. Go to it. Check out the contact information, the products, get a hold of you guys. I know someone can even walk in your showroom. You guys are open anytime they want, located right there in Haltom City.
yes, sir. Yeah, check our website for the hours. And have them give us a call. We'll be happy to come out. We give them free estimates and free consultation when they come in, and we certainly can help them respond. If they come in, we give them a free $25 gift coupon.
Look at that.
Toward Dalworth, just for shopping. Nobody else is going to do that. I mean, if you literally walk in the door and just say hello, we're going to give you a $25 coupon for anything that Dalworth cleans, which is everything from carpet to drapes, tile,
Ductwork.
And we're also
Wow.
giving away a free rug if you mention that you heard on the radio.
Oh,
A
there you
room
go.
without a rug is like a kiss without a hug.
I would. You just closed the show for me. That's exactly what I was going to say. But without a doubt, your flooring is pretty much your foundation of your whole home as far as decoration goes, and it is the pathway that we all walk every single day. And we're glad that you guys walk on the floors, but we're more, I guess, proud that you guys are believers in business. That you guys walk in a walk of faith. So we certainly appreciate your time on the show today. Once again, the website floors2gotexas.com. That's floors2gotexas.com, or give them a call. 817-710-7030. Guys, thanks for coming today.
Thank you very much for
It was
having us,
great.
Ryan.
I
Appreciate
enjoyed
it.
that. We'll catch you next time for another edition of Believers in Business. You guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you later.